morning. Let's see if we've got a sound check from our sound engineer.
Nick, the sound engineer.
We are still on portrait. This is most frustrating. Julie's saying good morning to you.
Morning, Jules.
Sat with coffee, waiting for your next episode.
Oh my goodness, Jules. You're so lovely.
Oh. We do have a sound check.
Yay.
Sound check.
Morning, morning, morning.
Sound is working. So off we go. Good morning.
Yes, so we still can't get it onto landscape, despite the fact that you've just done everything you possibly can.
Anybody knows
spoken
what's
to
going
everybody,
wrong.
Spoken to God.
We've tried it on different phones. Oh, it's going to drop out of this. Oh, God, sorry, it's jiggling because it's on portrait and it's much harder to control.
And Ginger's knackered. She had a day off from work and she worked so hard at home that she feels absolutely exhausted this morning, don't you?
Yeah. Woe is me.
Oh dear. So, yeah. What, Nick? What?
Well,
just gonna
welcome back to work.
Oh
boss.
yeah, thanks.
I'm just gonna
2 days off.
try a test. I'm going to put it on landscape now, everybody. So if you don't
hold on
mind
to your coffee cups.
bearing with me while I just do an experiment to see if it will now let me put it onto landscape. Hold your coffee. No, it's saying no. Saying no. Sorry, that was a failed test.
It's all right, Paddy Padster. It's okay, darling. It's all right. It was a funny noise. Won't do it again, promise. Won't do it again, promise. So, let's have a wander around. We have actually had some wonderful new stock in, and we have got another code for you this week for a special offer. And before I forget, let me just say that apparently we're due some really bad, cold, freezing weather after the weekend. Apparently the weekend's supposed to be good, but after that it's all going to go very badly downhill, and I will be climbing into a bed somewhere and not coming out until March because of that, I wish. But it's important to remind everybody, your paint storage, it's no good storing your paint in the garage. It does need to be in the house, under the stairs, or possibly under the sink, anywhere where the temperature isn't going to drop below 0. If you have your paint outside and it drops below 0, you may as well kiss it goodbye, because it's not going to work when you get it out again and try using it in the spring. So get your paint in, everybody, and put it somewhere, big blankets around it, under the sink or under the stairs. So that's that bit out of the way. Nick and I are going on a shopping trip on Sunday. Apparently the weather's going to be good, so we'll be taking our trusty trolley and pull-along thing. Is it trolley? Yeah. And yeah, 2 trolleys, an upright one and a flat one, collecting all our bits and pieces. So hopefully we'll have some more stock to show you next week. But I did have a lovely thing happen this week. A dear couple came in and bought the little French bed that we had down in the other room. And they were so lovely that I said I would deliver it for them for nothing, because it wasn't that far from where I live. So I loaded it all up, delivered it to them. And as I was helping them carry it in, he mentioned that he does a lot of artwork. So I said, well, let me see then. So he took me into his workshop, and I was gobsmacked at how much artwork he had and how brilliant it was. And then he took me into the cottage, lovely cottage, showed me all around that. And as a result of that, I've bought some of his artwork, and we will turn the camera around and show you in a little while, but it's fantastic. And then the next day he delivered the artwork to the shop, and then he disappeared, and then he came back about an hour later and he said, I've come to buy the antique horse that we had. So I'd given him some money, some cash, and then he gave me some cash back. And then he came back in again and bought something else. So we've had a lovely sort of swapping of bits and pieces, which has been really, really nice. And I've already sold the 2 pictures that we put on. I put 2 more on last night. I'll show you one of them because I'm blown away by it. Well, yes, that's one of them. That's Dylan Thomas. And it's the famous poem, you know, rave at the close of day, rage, rage against the dying of the light, and death shall have no dominion, and no more a flower shall let its head to the blows of the rain. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave. I read that all in the wrong order, but at least I could read it. Yesterday I didn't have my glasses with me and I couldn't read anything. And then this one, while we're here, this is a Normal Rockwell take. And what's so lovely about this is that whilst you can easily recognise it as being the famous painting, our lovely artist has added in his own personal bits and pieces. So when you look around, you know, he's a vegan, so he's put vegan on there, and he had a Triumph bike that he absolutely adored, so he's got the Triumph on there. This is the White Horse pub, which is pretty much opposite where he lives, and he's put Elton John on as one of the names. These are all sort of women's names apart from Elton, and we'll show you why in a minute. And then there was something else, Lee Rigby, you know, the soldier that was killed. It's a lovely sort of little tribute to him as well. So it's really great. And the work on the front, the artwork is, I think, is just incredible. I mean, the cigarette's got the smoke coming up from it, got the Diet Coke there. And there's a little mouse in the hem of his trousers. You know, that's the first time I've actually spotted the little mouse. And he's about to take a sip of the Diet Coke. So this is just brilliant artwork, in my opinion. And then when you turn it round, bless him, he's written some stuff on the back, which is all very sort of interesting. And the bit that I particularly liked was about the pub. And he said, Maxine was the landlady of the White Horse. She encouraged me, and eventually I had over 100 paintings in there. They couldn't afford $45,000 for another 5-year lease and now live in Spain. I gave most of the paintings away. Elton is my joke. He's such a creep. Hair transplant. I wasn't a drinker. I used to sweep up and fix things. Happy days. Now a snob has got the pub and turned it into a steakhouse. So, you know, he's put all this other work round it, and he's Vivaldi's oboe concerto in C major. It's just fun. I think the back is almost as, well, it's not quite as interesting as the front, but it's a fascinating picture, and all that for 175. Love it. This one I think is fun. Air raid shelter. We're going to put that one up today. That one is going to be on for £85, and I think that's just a bit of fun. It would actually look quite nice in a teenager's bedroom. The other one over here is the Zebra Great Polish. They're oil paintings, and they're painted onto board, but they look for all the world like the old, slightly worn out metal signs that you would have had for advertising in days gone by. And I just love that one because I love the painting of the zebra and the eye, etc. So we've got some of those. I'm sort of working through and putting them on the system. And then the other one over here, which I did put on the system last night, if anybody wants measurements, etc., is the Punch and Judy picture, which comes with this really lovely ornate rustic sort of frame. And although some people have said to me they think Punch and Judy are very scary, I actually think that would be a super picture to have in a nursery.
You're kidding.
Too scary?
You're kidding.
Really? I think it's lovely.
Oh my
I'd love it in a
God.
nursery. Maybe my kids would be traumatised, and maybe that's why I haven't got kids.
When we lived at Grandpa Holmes' house, there were dragons on the wallpaper.
Oh, that was black wallpaper though, wasn't it? It was vile. So scary. No wonder we had a traumatic childhood, Ginge. But anyway, I thought that was fab, and that one is on, including the frame, for 155, and that's done by the same guy, just a Superman. We got these finished painting in them, and I think last week we just started to paint one. What I didn't do was to mix up one huge batch of the gold paint. So when I mixed up the second batch, I wasn't quite as careful as I should be. So one is slightly more gold than the other. No big deal. By the time we've put our little fairy lights on there, have you ordered those yet, Nick?
No, well, I saw some.
You have you? I thought they'd be on there this morning when I came in. I thought he'd have
Simon,
done his
good
job.
morning, top team.
Morning, Symes. I hope you survived the night, and I hope Harry's doing okay. Did send you a message just now, so everything crossed. I'm thinking of you and sending lots of love. So we've had a massive sort of move round. Sold the thing that used to hang down
doing
here.
Much better,
Good.
happier.
Oh,
that's great news.
That's huge relief.
Well done.
Fantastic.
Good news.
Very pleased. So we sold the batterie de cuisine yesterday, which used to hang down here, and I was constantly banging my head on it, but that went yesterday, which was just as well because we've had this beautiful big French pre-painted unit in, which is on for 475. Paddy, what are you doing? And that's really, really lovely. It was previously painted. I don't know what paint was used. I don't know what the colour is. But if somebody wanted to paint over it, they could very easily. But I think that's super stylish. Are you trying to join in? Are you trying to join in, you funny little boy? So we've had a big old move around in here. We sold our lovely rustic table this week. We've got Barbara's lovely table here, which is the drop leaf table with a drawer at one end, and she's beautifully stenciled it. She is the stencil queen, that's for sure. And the base colour is a colour called Salt of the Earth. And I just think that is such a lovely neutral sort of shading. Then we've had these two chunky little things in, these dear little tables, £135 for the pair. They can be used as
Not
seats.
the rustic table, Simon's saying.
Yes, the rustic table, Symes, the one you always loved and dithered over, has now gone. So we've got these two little tables here, which are just gorgeous. These are solid oak. And I think that the base would actually look much nicer if it was painted, because it would really show up this detailing. What is the matter with you today, Padster? But I think if you sanded the top back and just waxed it, that would look really nice. It's a pair, £135 for the pair. What else? We have got a very nice oval mirror over here. If you can slowly turn around, Ginge. I have trouble remembering what we had in last week and what we didn't. I don't know if we'd shown you these crowns.
Yes,
we did see those, right? So those are now listed, and those are cast metal crowns on a marble base, and those are 115 each, or the pair for 220. This is very nice. I haven't put it on yet. I was going to do that last week. I have worked my socks off, and I still haven't managed to get it on, but nice little elephant shelf here, and I will get that on, I hope, maybe later today. The oval mirror over there, made from pine, I would say, but then stained a sort of a bluey grey colour. And I haven't priced that one up yet either. God, I just sit here, I do absolutely nothing all day. I do nothing, don't I, Nick? I just don't do nothing.
Well, snore a bit.
I think we showed you these last week. Yeah, I think we did. We've got a pair of those. They're very heavy, and I have got the price written down somewhere, but I don't know where, and I can't remember what it was, but we will endeavour to get those on as well. So let's go and have a little walk downstairs.
Don't come to this broadcast for facts and information.
No, I'm totally ill-prepared at all times. It seems to be my way, and I try hard to be prepared, but it never works. So we brought our big table down. This is the Marmite table. You either love it or hate it. I love it. I'm a bit biased, I know, because I did it. But I just think it's such a big, heavy table. And, you know, it's a bit of art as well as functional. And the more use it gets, the better this is going to look. And it's been sealed with 3 coats of Tough Coat. So that is really belts and braces. You can put wet things down on it.
Frenchic product.
Yeah, it is. And it's brilliant, brilliant stuff. Let's have a little look around this way. Love the little French cushion there. That's one that I picked up from Lille when I was down there doing an antique hunt in France. That's on for £94.95. Nice old mirror. And then we had these in yesterday. I haven't really looked at them properly. One has got a slightly loose arm, but Nick says he can fix that without any problems. And we haven't tried cleaning the fabric, but they are in really good bouncy condition. In actual fact, if somebody wanted to just paint over that paint fabric would, well, it would paint up beautifully, wouldn't it? And I can't remember how much we said we were putting those on for. Can you? Was it about £40 each, something like that? Yeah, about £40 each.
Amazingly,
so,
value, isn't it?
yeah, well, we do our best. We do try. So those are there if somebody wants them. Had we had these in last week, or did we put these in after?
I think we had them.
We had, did we? So these are still here, really lovely, chunky, nice big quality. I love the tapered legs on these. I sold that really pretty candle lantern thing that we had yesterday as well. This came in last night. There's a slight bit of damage to the cane seat. It's not something that is very obvious, until you push down on it, and you can just see that it's come away a little bit there. But I was sitting in this mostly for about an hour yesterday, and I really found it very, very comfortable. And you like that chair, do you, Pads? Do you like that chair? Do you? And I think that's very super stylish. So again, haven't put it on because it only arrived at about 3:30 yesterday. Bought this chunky bunk table down from up in the top room just so that people could see it more clearly. And that one is on for 180. Really rustic, exceptionally heavy. Make a really lovely coffee table if you've got something like a conservatory or something along those lines. Does feel all different in here, doesn't it, Nick? Because we've had such a change around and a move around. I like the peacock here. That's on for 19.95. I thought that was quite stylish.
Very
What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh yes, coming round to the settle now. This came in as well in the same load yesterday. Love a good settle, and of course I could paint it and we could sell it for a lot more money, but it's having the time to do it. And if you paint it, then people haven't got the option of what colour they would want. What colour would you like, Paddy? What colour would you like, sweetheart? I was thinking about this colour, which is called Black Forest, and to me that is a really gorgeous, I don't know if you better see it that well, a really gorgeous boot room green. It's a rich, gorgeous, gorgeous colour, and it's actually one of the wall paint colours, but they do it in a matching trim paint, which is a really nice satin sort of finish. And if you wanted to then put browning wax over it, you could, but you don't need to because it's self-priming, self-leveling and self-sealing, so it'd be very easy to do. And that tin of paint would be more than enough to do it, and the tin of paint is £14.95. So we're actually going to put the settle on for £250. I've washed it all, it just needs a light sand and then it's ready to go. So that we hope will go on later today, but just to give you the heads up.
He thought it was an American venture because she called it a Seattle.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? That's nice, that Seattle, isn't it? Yes, got a bit tongue-tied. So it feels like we've had loads more in, and I've gone a bit blank, Nick. Is there other stuff that you can think of? I think we showed people that last week. That's, yeah, that little coronet shelf, which I think is rather sweet, but very nice in a bathroom or a bedroom or even a hallway. And it's only £47.50. Blimey, maybe I should put a 1 in front of that. That seems really cheap to me. But I just think that's a very pretty little shelf, and it could have something very pretty on it, like maybe this little lamb, which I still haven't priced up, because I think it's subconsciously I don't want to price that up because I really like it and maybe I want to keep it. Oh, we've got this cowboy in as well. Let me just show you this. This is a sort of a self-balancing thing. It's so clever. And you just sort of set it going, and look at the way his stomach goes in and out, and the horse's head nods. And I just think that's very, very clever. And that's on for £64.95. Nice on a desk. Got a stomach like yours, Nick.
rude.
Very rude. Very rude. These were hanging in the window, but I thought, well, as they're down, we may as well show you. These are little LED lights, and so these can be mounted on either side of the bed if you wanted a his and hers. They're beautifully made, beautifully carved. They really are lovely, and those are on for £149.95, and they're Hero pendant lights. If you want to look them up on the internet and see how much they are, this is a huge bargain at £149.95 each. So, have we said what the deal is today? And then we'll go outside. Right, so the deal today, the first person who comes in and buys a 750ml tin of any of the paint ranges and says YT as in YouTube brush, will get a free brush for £10.95 included. So first person in through the door buying a 750ml tin of paint, any colour, any range, and says YT brush, will get a free brush. And I have to tell you, the brushes are fantastic. So, have you got his lead? We're going to go and have a look outside, Paddy Padster? Ginger and I are going off shortly. We won't say anything about it or where we're going. But hopefully next week we might have something very exciting to tell everybody. I'm only a little bit stressed by it, but in the long term, I think it could be marvellous. So we're all quite excited, aren't we?
Yeah.
But we can't say anything until it's sorted. Fingers crossed, everybody. Send us some positive vibes. Right, go and have a quick look outside. So we've had this chair in yesterday. It's a bit plain and ordinary. We wouldn't normally take one of these chairs in. However, it has been pre-painted. It's a really solid chair. It's got a very, very comfortable seat on it. The lady who covered the top, I have to say, she wasn't an upholsterer, was she? Not by any stretch of the imagination, but it was very easy to just tap the seat out and put some really nice fabric on there. Quite like these sort of ball parts here. I think those look rather nice. And what did we say we're putting that one on for? £19.95, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, £20. Really solid chair, and you can do your own thing with the fabric. I have actually got some very nice fabrics in the shop. I don't really advertise it, but I have got some here. If anybody wants to look at those when they come in, then I'm happy to talk to them about it. There's still 20% off anything that's outside. It's not really the garden stuff so much. When the weather is lovely, I put all sorts of things out here. So the bits that you can see are all subject to 20% off. So this beautiful not rocking horse, not a rocking horse, what am I talking about? It's not even a rocking chair. Windsor chair is on for £2.95, but that's got 20% off. And this came out of the most fantastic house in Castle Combe. So, metal star, anybody? Just quickly show you that. That can be hung indoors or outdoors. It's on for £69.95, and there's 20% off that as well. Great Christmas. I said the Christmas word. And that's it. Hurrah! Finished. Ready. Sorted. More coffee required. So,
we just ask, if you are a new viewer, please can you subscribe to the channel, because it does help Fifi to grow her channel if you subscribe and put the notification bell on. We go live on Friday mornings here, and I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has dropped off the out-of-date first aid kits and medical supplies that I've been collecting for Ukraine, and we've done amazingly well. We've already sent 1 pallet's worth of medical equipment to the front line in Ukraine, and we're still collecting. There's Carol Ann collecting down in the Wotton coffee shop, and you can drop off here at Fifi's as well, or you can contact Fifi and ask, and I'll get in touch and come and collect. Yes. So thank you once again for that. And Simon's saying the shop looks amazing, Fee. I want 95% of it. And he said, well done, Jenny. Thank you, Simon.
Yes, thank you.
Good,
and
right.
Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Let's make the most of this weather that's supposed to be happening. And if we're spared, we'll be back next week.
All right, take care. Thanks,
Lots of
everybody.
love.
Bye.
Bye-bye.